You're listening to Keepin' It Trill with Amanda Wilson. Hey guys, what's up? It's Amanda. It's another episode of Keepin' It Trill. This week, StreamYarding in is my friend Ricki Edits Life. Hello, Ricki. How are you?
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey. Oh, I see you got your little Alabama shirt on.
I sure do. Roll
We're having virtual happy hour. I have Menage a Trois Red Blend, $8 wine from Costco. What are you drinking on?
Okay, I got me a little mimosas, but I know it was Menage a Trois today.
Listen, let me tell you what. This right here is the most action I've seen during lockdown. So
Ooh, I did that before. My friend bought me that for like a birthday present, and I was like, "Oh,
I know, very suggestive name, but the wine is pretty good." Somebody who went to Napa told me that red blends are like absolute trash wine, but I have no class and it tastes good to me, and I don't care. And that is that.
You know what? You get look, $2 Chuck at Trader Joe's.
Oh, yeah, I have not had that because there's not a Trader Joe's close to me. I've only been to Trader Joe's one time, and it was like a field trip. But because it's like the closest one is at least 30 minutes from my house, so you have to like plan to the cooler and all that stuff because you know. Yeah. But I wish they would build one by my house because I do like that stuff.
Yeah, I love like I would go in there and just like spend a whole bunch of money, and then but it's just like now since the pandemic they had like lines, and that line to get in Trader Joe's was long, and I was like, it's too hot outside.
I know. I waited in line to get into IKEA one day, and it was wrapped around the building, and that thing is a warehouse, so it was like
oh yeah, that's ridiculous. Did you come to the one in Orlando?
I've been to IKEA several times during lockdown. I did go to the one in Orlando not that long ago because my daughter, her best friend, who her and her mom, actually her mom and all the sisters already had COVID like 2 months ago. So I was like, all right, I guess these are the safest people to hang out with because they already had it. But she had her birthday and they stayed at an Airbnb in Orlando. So I went to drop her off over there and I went to IKEA on my way home because mine was sold out of those planters that I like, the hanging planters that I got from IKEA.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got another one of those and a glass pitcher for my cold brew coffee that I make.
Yeah, I love like you can't go in IKEA and just buy one thing. You just
no
around. You're like, ooh, this is new. Oh, let me.
I know. If I ever make it out of there under like $75, I feel like I was so thrifty. I'm like, oh my god, this is like that's like going to Target and not spending $100. It's a miracle.
Yeah, I try not to. Like that's why I do it online now and just go pick it up.
Yes. You know what? That has helped me so much doing grocery shopping online because I can see it all adding up. And then I'm like, girl, you do not need this, this, and this. And like,
exactly.
It helps me stay on budget. Or if I'm feeling a little crazy and I'm like, I could probably spend way too much money, I've been taking cash instead of my card.
Oh, that makes, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, I have 320s in my purse, and after that I'm not going home to get my card, so we got to figure out like what do we really need here, because I'll buy 3 pairs of leggings that I don't need for no reason. It's like a compulsion. I don't know what.
And then you just like, if it's on sale, you be like, let me just go to the clearance section.
Yes, that's the thing that I've had to really get through my head is just because something is on sale does not mean you need it. Because I am a sucker for a deal. And I swear to God, they pump something through the air where you just feel a little bit extra happy and you're like, I could buy this. It's not a big deal. And then you get home and you're like, how did I just spend $152 at Target? And didn't even get the thing that I went for.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, and now I still don't have a new broom. Yeah.
Hey, what did I come in for? That's why I have to make a list, even though I don't look at it. I be on my phone like, okay, I'm gonna go in here. I got my list together. I'm gonna go do this, and then you just like, oh, what's that over there? Oh,
yeah, you get so carried up in the Target craze, you don't even pull your list out, and then you're like,
and then the dollar spot when you first.
Oh yeah. When you first walk in,
that's what get me, because I was like, oh, that's
because 4 things there, all of a sudden you're like $20. You're like, what the hell? I swear to God, it's like Men in Black when they flash the thing in front of your face. You don't even know what happened. All of a sudden, you're just like, Target just took all the money that I have.
All the money, Target.
All the damn money. So wait, is $2 Chuck a red or a white wine?
They have different ones.
Mm.
They have Chardonnay. They have
Oh,
different.
so that's the brand of all their wine. It's not just one type of wine.
Yeah, it's just
Oh, okay.
types. Yeah, it's all types.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so because my mom likes Chardonnay, so that's why I was like, oh, I can get her, $2 here, but I don't like Chardonnay. It's too dry for me.
Yeah, that's very dry. I know. I feel like you have to hit a certain age before you start liking that stuff. Like,
Yeah, like when she had it at the house, and I was like, I don't feel like going to the store, so I'm like, let's put a little juice.
yeah, I know. I'm like, I need to sweeten this mother up. Be like, well, this I've been buying wine at Costco because it's so. I'm talk about spending too much damn money. Costco's their wine section. All the wines that would be like $12 or $13 at like Total Wine or the local liquor store or whatever, they have
Mhm.
them for like $7 and $8 at Costco. So I'm like, I can practically get 2 for 1 here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
lockdown has turned me into a light alcoholic. I will admit that. Because I barely drink, and now like there's nothing to do, and I'm like, well, I might as well have a glass of wine. One glass turns into 3, and I'm like, I'm feeling a little too good in my house.
But you're at home, so it's okay.
Well, and that's how I justify it too. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying home. I'm as safe as can be. But then
Exactly.
also, I don't think about all the calories that are in every glass because I'm like, I'm
Oh,
working out more than ever, and I just am not losing. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's because you're drinking wine every night.
yeah. That's so. Oh my God, that's so funny because I want to start back. Like, I want to try to lose weight before I turn 41 in like a month or so. And
Oh,
so
what day is your birthday?
October 4th.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I need to try to like lose some weight before this. Cause like at the beginning of COVID, like I was working out, like, cause just to keep my mind, cause I had
Yeah.
nothing to do. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up, put clothes on. I'm gonna go in there while he's doing, my son's doing his schoolwork. I can work out. So I did one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And like, it would just be like little YouTube, like Chloe
But there's
T.
some good workouts on YouTube. There really are.
And so I would do those, like I'd do like maybe a 10-minute, and then afternoon maybe do like 30 minutes just to get my heart rate going, and then I can clean up and do stuff. So I was doing it like constantly for like 3 weeks, and I was like, "Ooh, I feel good about myself." And then I got depressed, and I was like, "Ooh, I just want to eat and drink."
Girl, I know. I just had to like check myself the other day because I'm thinking you do not need to be sleeping until 9:30 every single day and taking a nap and drinking every night. Like what do you think you're doing? What actually do you think you're doing right now? So I had to really just have like a coming to Jesus meeting with myself because no one else is here to tell me to stop. So I have to like, it sucks when you have to be responsible for yourself. Let me just say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the days
I,
that you didn't have to be responsible were
well,
the
and
good days.
with like lockdown, it's I don't know, every day just kind of blends into the next. So it's
Mhm.
like the kids are going back. My oldest daughter started school last Wednesday, but they were at their dad's house. So this Monday will be my first week of full school for the kids. So
Okay.
I set my alarm this morning, made sure I got up early because tomorrow that alarm's going to go off, and I actually have to drive somewhere. So I was like, let me have like a trial run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my son has to be ready for the bus at 6:40. So
Is he in high school?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
It's
got one
so
high
crazy.
schooler and one middle schooler now.
Yeah, so it's just different because I was like, I like sleeping in when he was in middle school.
I know. Yeah, I know. Middle school has the best schedule.
Yes. And now
Yeah.
high school, it's just like, oh, I gotta get up so early because I gotta make sure he gets up,
Yeah.
because I didn't hear my alarm. And I'm like, look, child, get up.
No.
Because he has to go back face to face, since I work at a studio now. So I have to go into work. I'm not home, working from home anymore. So that's stressful.
I know. I have one going in person and one going online for the first 9 weeks. So my middle schooler is going to go online the first 9 weeks, and then I guess we'll see what happens. But my
Mhm.
oldest daughter is at a private school, so the student body is a lot lower. So I wasn't
Yeah.
as worried. But I mean, eventually we all have to go back out into society. So it's kind of like I get it, and I want to be safe. Obviously, I don't want anybody to get sick, but at the same
Right.
time, like, are we just gonna stay home until we die? What are we doing here?
Right, because this was supposed to be my year of traveling, and I ain't did shit.
I swear to God, it's so crazy. This was everybody's year of like huge plans, and then the universe was just like, we're gonna hit pause real quick.
Yep, like you thought you were gonna do something, no, you
I
weren't.
know. And that real quick, because I remember when it first happened, everybody was like, oh, okay, by Memorial Day, things should be back to normal.
Yeah.
And now we're creeping up on Labor Day, and things are so far from normal. So it's like a new world order out here. I don't know what to think.
Yeah, and I still see like my cousin is a travel agent, and he's in Cancun right now. But I mean, they do have different ways to travel now since COVID.
Yeah.
So, and he was showing that process of him doing all that. But I was just like, well, I mean, as long as
Do you feel
right?
comfortable traveling right now?
I mean, I would. You know what? If I go somewhere, like say I go to like can't go out of the country too far.
I know nobody's letting us in.
No,
You can get out, but where are you gonna go?
Like you can't sit with us.
Yeah, I know. Yes, the whole world is like, no thanks. You can't sit at the cool kids table.
Especially from Florida, they're like, oh, extra no.
I know. I know. I saw a thing on Twitter the other day where someone said defund Florida, and I was like, I agree with you, but also that's rude. I know. I'm like, there are some civilized people here, not many, but there are some. We deserve some
we
respect.
all ain't crazy living here.
I know. I'm like, I realize that I'm surrounded by crazy people too. I don't want to get annexed.
Exactly.
Gonna have to get a special passport to get into Georgia in a couple months.
Oh my gosh, I love Georgia.
It is very pretty. I'm going on my first trip since COVID happened in October. I'm flying, so I'm kind of nervous about that. Okay. I know. I was looking at like the full body coverall things on Amazon. They're only like $20.
Well, you gonna be like Naomi Campbell?
Yeah, listen, when I was looking it up, like an article about her came up, and it was like she was doing this before COVID. And hey, I mean, she looks like $1 million, so I'll take any advice from her at this point, honestly.
Yo, I was watching her. She has a YouTube, which I did not know she had a YouTube, and I was like,
I didn't know either.
Yes, Naomi Campbell has a YouTube. And she was going through all the vitamins and stuff she takes. She takes so many, but I was looking at her skin. I was looking like, what is you? She just, I can't, like, I need to do everything she needs. Because she show how she wipes down she takes everything. She wipes down everything. She has gloves. Like, even though she's in class, she's like, I'm still gonna wipe this stuff down. I
was thinking that too. I was gonna get a Ziploc bag full of Clorox wipes in my purse for like the travel on, because I know I heard that Southwest isn't booking the middle seat. I'm flying United, which this is the first time I've ever flown on that airline, and that's where they carried the man off, like by all fours. Remember that doctor that got carried off the plane because he wouldn't give up his seat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was on United, and I'm like, ugh. So hopefully that doesn't happen to me, but I normally like to fly Delta or Southwest. I feel like they treat you the best, but traveling is very affordable right now because nobody's really doing it. So yeah. I got a round trip to New York for $120.
Wow.
Yeah, which is like $100 off, because the last time I flew into New York, I think it was like $220.
Oh, that's still not bad.
No, it's for some reason it's really cheap to fly from Tampa to New York. I don't know why. It's cheaper for me to fly from Tampa to New York than it is for me to fly home to Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah, which I don't know. I don't know how they set their prices.
That's so weird.
It is so weird, because I'm like, wait, I'm going literally twice the distance and it's half the cost.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know their secrets, but yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, do I need to get the face shield? I don't know what to do. I don't want to go overboard and look like a psycho, but I also don't want to get sick on that plane.
Yeah. I mean, just, whatever you feel comfortable with. I
need to get a beekeeper suit, I think. I at this point, I'm willing to try anything.
I mean, I don't blame you, because I just like, I want to go somewhere, but I was like, I'll just, if it's driving, like, when I stayed in DC, I drove all the way was I living here? No, I was living in Alabama. So I drove from Alabama to DC. So
and what is that, like a 12-hour drive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I could do 12 hours. I can go somewhere that's, 12, 10, 5, instead of, because I'm like, I'm really iffy on flying. Because it's just, and then this recycled air, you just thinking
I
about that. And it
know.
just,
Well, a
you
lot of
know,
people, knock on wood, it's never happened to me, but I know a lot of people get sick flying during normal times because of that recycled air. And
yeah,
they don't clean those freaking planes. I mean, the turnover time is like 20 minutes between they get 200 people off and 200 people back on in like 30 minutes.
exactly.
So, they're not cleaning anything.
Yeah, not
Um,
well enough,
well, and I'm wondering about the people who like need to drink to fly. How, because you can't drink with a mask on. Yeah. So I'm like, how are these people surviving?
I mean, I usually drink a little bit beforehand and then
I
get
guess
on
if you get a straw, you could just put it through the side of your mask. I don't know what,
right.
like one of those camel packs and hook it up through the side. You can get creative.
Yeah, because every time I fly, because I'm scared of heights. Like
Yeah.
I'm a nervous wreck when I go, and that's probably why I get migraines whenever I fly, because I'm so worried, and then I get stuffed up, so that doesn't help either. So it's just like all
I'm
this.
by no means a professional flyer, but the worst part for me is takeoff and landing. Every time we do, I'm like, oh my god, this thing's just about to burst into flame. Like, I don't know, everything starts shaking, and you're like, is this what it's supposed to feel like?
Especially you keep going up, and it's just like,
Yes, it's like, I mean, how long have we been flying? 100 years, and it still feels like a rickety old shack going up. Like,
mhm.
what is happening here?
Oh my god, I hate it so much.
I know. Well, and I'm going to New York, and I feel like they hate us the most.
Really?
So, well, they like said that we weren't allowed to travel there. I don't know if that ban is still in effect or not, but I know that a while ago they said that if you were flying from Florida to New York, you had to self quarantine for 14 days when you get there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
I need to go to New
mhm.
York. I've never been.
I've only been one time, so this will only be my second time, which I feel like I don't know. I feel like you could live there for 50 years and still not even see all the stuff. It's so crazy. It's
Yeah.
like every block is like a whole new city, it feels like.
Yeah, I watch people who live in New York on YouTube, and I'm just like, it looks so dope, but it's just everybody. Oh, I'm in Brooklyn. Oh, I'm over here. It's just like so many, like, what's it called, boroughs that they.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like so much, but it looks so dope. Like, I was like,
Well, and I am glad that I went before lockdown because I feel like there's like timestamps where it's like you went to New York before 9/11. I didn't make it there, but now I can be like, oh, I went before lockdown because I feel like it's going to be totally different up there. Because, like, when we went to the top of the Empire State Building, we waited in like an hour and a half line where people were literally like, I mean, it was like a Disney World line before, I mean, where people were just like butt up next to each other. There was
yeah,
thousands of people in the line to get up to the top. So I can't imagine how they're like socially distancing that kind of stuff.
yeah. You probably got to make. I mean, what they're doing now, just making appointments and.
Probably. Yeah, because it was just walking and we waited in like an hour because you think that you're just gonna go through the one security and go up to the top. No, there's like security at like 5 different levels, and I
Oh,
don't even know how
really?
many stories up, but it's really high up there, and it takes probably I think we waited on not kidding like an hour and a half in line. And it
Wow.
was packed. I mean, there was people everywhere. You couldn't go anywhere without being like a foot from someone. So it's just I can't even imagine what it's like now. Because people can't even stay away from you at the grocery store. I'm like,
Yeah.
have you seen anybody acting up, like not following the rules?
Not really. I had this one girl when I went to Target, and she got a little bit close to me, and I didn't mean to turn around and look at her.
But listen, I feel like they need that look because come on, when this first started, okay, I get you like make some mistakes, but we're 7 months in at this point.
Yeah.
Or like what 5 months? We're 5 months into
This,
this where you had to have a mask and had to stay 6 feet away from people. So if you're still screwing up, you're just being obtuse at this point.
yeah, and she worked there, so I'm just like, why is you so close to me? Like
They
you
will,
ain't even
yeah.
like you ain't even on the dot you supposed to be on. Why are you?
I know there's like at Publix they have dots on the checkout line for like 5 people deep, and people I'll still feel like someone on my neck, and I'm like, what are you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I had to, you know what? I had that happen at me at Publix too, and I'm just like, lady, like.
But you know what I think? Honestly, I think that it's Publix's fault because it's where shopping is a pleasure, and the customer. I feel like they treat their customers too good, and they're too entitled at Publix.
I guess, girl, but
I
still,
don't think we're like, I can do whatever I want here. I'm paying premium dollar for groceries. I'm acting up. Like,
I'm gonna act a fool in this Publix because this is shopping my
yeah,
way, bitch.
yeah, they're like, I'm paying $1.29 for bananas. I'm acting however the hell I want to.
I know, but you know what? If you try to go anywhere else but Publix to get fruit, you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Like
I know.
I tried. I'll be like, I'm gonna go over here and get nope.
I know. I tried to get bananas at Walmart the other day because I was
Girl,
grabbing
ooh.
something. I know. I was getting something out of the frozen food section at Walmart because it was like on the way home. And I'm like, oh, I'll just run in here. And I was like, oh, we don't have bananas at home. And I looked, every single one of them just looked like hill. I was like, oh, what? You just get these to the monkeys at the zoo. This is not fit for human consumption.
Exactly. Like I made a mistake, and I think what did I get? I got some avocados, some apples, or something, and it just did not taste right. And I was like, okay. I tried to be like cheap. I was like, I gotta pay money for my fruit because it was just so nasty.
I know. I got to the point of that. Yeah, I buy most of my fruit either at Publix or Costco because I've tried to buy different things at Walmart and it's always a disaster every single time. So, I mean, I would rather pay a little bit more for something I'm actually going to eat than something that's going to go in the trash. And it's not like you can take it back and be like, yeah, this was I mean, maybe you could. I don't know, but I'm not taking it back.
Good.
I know, and they'll probably put it back on the shelf.
They will.
Yeah, those cherries already been in someone's fridge and they came back to the store.
Exactly. They were like, you know what? I don't care.
Have you been working on any new crafting projects lately?
Oh, so right. I'm looking at one right now. So I went to IKEA and I go in the as is section because
yeah, sometimes there's some gems over there.
Right. So I got a clothing rack. And I was
wait, which one? I feel like I have it.
So I hate the word of the name of the thing because it's called rigor.
Those damn Swedes are getting a little too close.
Yeah. I don't like the name of this because it's real close to something else.
I know, when the job that I just left in May, we did crane certification and we also did signal person and rigger. And there was something in my mind every time I typed rigger, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to screw up and put it in here. And like R and N are nowhere near each other on the keyboard, but I just always am like, ooh, I'm going to really screw this up someday. It's like one of those weird paranoid thoughts that never come true.
Right. So I was just like looking at it, I was like, oh, rigger. Why it gotta be named rigger?
I know.
But so what I was gonna do, like I was gonna do a video on cheap ways to do like backdrops with the clothing rack. So I was putting it together and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put this together. Then I'm gonna get like, some canvas backdrops and maybe paint them, do different stuff to it. Because the Sorry Girls did an episode on their YouTube about
what's the Sorry Girls?
Oh, so this is Canadian two girls that do DIYs. They got tools. They're
like SORRY or like sorry, like
sorry, like sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So I watch them all. Like I love everything they do crafting wise. I'm gonna send you the link.
Yeah, I was like, I need to check that page out.
Oh yeah. So they did a backdrop thing and I was like, ooh, I can do more like affordable, like, Dollar Tree or, just cheap stuff that you can use. And then so I'm putting it together. Girl, I'm missing like 4 screws. And it didn't even say on the box that 4 screws were everything.
Well, you can get the screws for free in the mail.
I did. I called. Yeah. I was like, yes, I bought this and I need.
Yeah. I didn't know that you could do that, but somebody said that you can like pretty much get a free thing from IKEA if you just keep calling and asking for one part at a time.
Oh,
I have not tried that because I don't have the patience for that. But if you have a lot of time and you really want to save $1, you could do that, I guess.
Oh, I see how that could, yeah, like, oh, I don't have this part. Because I was like, I got it in the as is. It didn't say on the box that anything was missing. And so I'm missing.
And stuff like screws, it's so hard to match up what you would like to go to the hardware store and say,
It's
No, it's like a needle in a
it's for
haystack.
IKEA though. You know, IKEA don't want you to go nowhere to
Mm,
get anything else but
no.
IKEA.
Mm-mm. I know. They have a monopoly on their shit for real.
Exactly. He was like, I was trying to make a makeshift light. And so I was like, oh, this is IKEA, but I wanted a color, changing color
Mhm.
bulb. And I was like, I'll just buy one somewhere else.
Oh, light bulbs really?
Yeah.
I've never bought a lamp from there, so I'm dang it.
I
They would
got
do
it
some
from,
stuff
well,
like
it wasn't a lamp. It was like, one of those hanging ones.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was in the as is section again. And I was like, but I want a color changing lamp because I like my room to be a certain mood color,
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I could just buy one from somewhere else. No, because
Mm-mm.
IKEA bulbs and their things like you have to buy IKEA. And I'm like, I'm not paying $15 for a bulb. I can't do it.
No. Yeah, because that was probably more than how much was the light? Probably $10, and they want a $15
I
bulb
think I
for it.
paid like $5 for the as is light.
Yeah, that's what kills you sometimes is when the thing itself is cheap, but then all the accessories or whatever are out of control. Because
Sure.
like I use a food saver because I buy most of my meat at Costco,
Okay.
and it's like the vacuum sealing thing, which I think the machine itself was like maybe $100, but the
Mhm.
bags are like $30 for one roll. Like one box of bags is like easily $35.
Oh, that's a lot
So
for a
yeah,
bag.
yeah, but I mean, it does save. I will say that it does last in the freezer longer. But at the same time, like I know you can make these cheaper than this.
Right. Like,
And
is
I've
it
tried the off-brand ones, and they don't work. I tried the Walmart brand ones, and they do not work as well. So I'm like, you really got me on this.
damn.
I've been making all these cups lately.
I seen you've been doing such a good job, girl. I'm like,
Listen, I got 3 orders in 1 week, and I felt like I was like, is this what like really successful people on Etsy feel like? Like,
yes. Okay, so I had my Etsy shop since 2014, 2015. And I did like Star Wars coasters, Star
oh
Wars
yeah.
coasters. And I did it with fabric and I did it with comic book paper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went to Habitat for Humanity and I got those, when you do the backsplash, the little
The small
square
tiles.
tiles, yes.
Yeah.
Because they were like 10 cents each. So I got like a whole bunch of them. And one of my coworkers for her son's birthday, she was like, I need them. I want to do a gift. And she's like, can you make these? So I made 20 of them for
Oh,
her.
awesome.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is fun. But now since I work for a certain company, I can't sell certain
Yeah.
things because, they will find out and fire you for that.
Oh yeah, they don't play. I know I had like something that was like Harry Potter because this thing that I read, and I obviously I don't know the damn law, but this thing that I read that said if you only make one of something, it's not really copyright infringement. But they found me and I got a letter on Etsy from Warner Brothers was like, you better like take this down right now, blah blah blah. So I haven't sold anything that was like any kind of trademark anything at all anymore just because I was like,
Really?
yeah, I was like, I do not need to get sued over a $20 water bottle. But
Well, that's weird because I see a lot of people selling stuff like that on there.
I guess they just haven't been caught yet because I saw because I like to do a lot of resin stuff and I follow silicone mold makers on Instagram. And a girl said that she was making a Nintendo controller thing. And I guess Nintendo found her listing on Etsy and sent her like a cease and desist letter. So, I mean, I guess there's just so many listings out there. And especially, I know if you do anything the mouse related, like they come after you hard. So it's just not worth it. So I've just been doing just like I'll do inspired color things that were like I was gonna make a Gryffindor tumbler that had the Gryffindor colors in it, but it wasn't gonna like have any Harry Potter related stuff on it because I'm just like I'm selling a $20 bottle. I really can't get drug into court for this shit.
Exactly. So now I've seen a lot of people do like YouTube wise inspired by.
Yeah.
Yeah,
those yes, and I thought that was how you would get away with it too, but I'm pretty sure that I honestly don't remember because this was maybe a year and a half ago. But yeah, I got a letter and they were like, you got flagged, and if you do this again, you're gonna get kicked off Etsy and all this stuff. So
wow. I'm like, but it's handmade stuff.
I know. I thought that you could get away with it, but I guess. But I see so many. It's. I guess the volume of people who are doing it, they just can't catch everybody. But
Right.
I so I've been making those snow globe tumbler cups with the glitter in them, and I finally got a cup turner, which those are normally like $45, and they're on clearance right now at Michael's for $29.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have the motor in them, and they will turn your cup so it doesn't drip on one side. So
Yeah,
I
you
got a
want to do
second one
a
of those.
tutorial for me because I want to learn how to do it, but I'm just like, I don't know what I got to do for it. Like,
Well, I swear. Okay, so I made ones without the electronic turner, and I was hand turning them, and they were complete. I had them so perfect, and then the second coat, I forgot to turn them, and they had drips on one side.
uh,
Sanding resin, I think that I would rather just give up. Like, it is a nightmare. Yeah, it's a nightmare. So if you're gonna make those, I think that $30 is definitely worth it.
yeah.
And so I've been making water bottles and stuff like that. And I mean, you can sell them easily for $20, and it's like a $10 cup, $2 worth of glitter, and you make like an $8 profit off of every one. It's not, I'm not going to retire off of it or whatever, but it's nice when the crafts pay for themselves, because I spend way too much money on craft supplies.
Girl, oh, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, I have I have so much fabric that I don't even know what to do with. And so the process of me moving to my new apartment now, I used to have like a bar and I had chairs on my bar. So I was like, well, now I don't have a bar at my new apartment. So I was like, I'm gonna throw this away. So I went to throw it away and half of my chair broke off. So like the part you sit on broke off. And then the bottom part, which is real like good wood. Like I got it from Goodwill. I got it from Goodwill. And so I was looking at it and I was like, this bottom
Oh, wait,
part
it cut
I
out.
could
You got
make
it from where?
into. I got it from Goodwill.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it froze when you just said I got it from, and then it went dead. So I just wanted to hear. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I got it from Goodwill. And then when it broke apart and I was just looking at the bottom part of the stand, I was like, I can make a side table. Because I'm in the process of, I don't know, have you ever watched the show? It's like Flea Market Flip.
Yes. Yeah. Upcycling. Yeah.
Yes. So I was like, ooh, I can make a side table. So I'm like, okay. And then I go back to Goodwill and I'm like, I find this clock, this wood clock it looks like somebody made. And I was like, ooh, this would be a good top for it. But I got to like saw it so it could fit. And then I was like, ooh, what if I make it into a book, like get books? Because I always wanted like a book lamp, like a literal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Where the lamp, you make a hole through the middle of the books.
Yes. So I was just like, ooh, I want to do that. But now it's just like, ooh, how am I going to do? Like, now I got to research and like, I need tools.
I know. I have so much crafting supplies. I have more tools than most men that I know. It's like,
Okay.
I have a low-key problem. Like, yeah, I have like 3 different saws in my garage, a drill. I have a hammer thing that will like screw into concrete for the hurricanes.
Nice.
Yeah, like I
But
always tell people that I'm like a low-key lesbian, but I still like men, because of like I have butch tendencies, but I do like men sexually.
yeah, I feel you because I've been called
Yeah.
a lesbian once or twice.
Yeah, because I'm not kidding. Like, I feel like I am more handy than a lot of men that I know. And I just was hanging around with my grandpa way too much when I was a little kid.
Yeah, no. And all I want now is just like, ooh, I need tools.
I know. I only have a small 1-car garage. And I'm like, honestly, I need a 2-car garage for all my tools, because it's like, sometimes it gets a mess out there.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that like, I saw this one drill that was at Goodwill, because I've been like going to Goodwill, see if I can find like, because I don't know how much like, drills and all this stuff costs so much.
I know, like a really nice DeWalt Milwaukee drill is like $400, and I'm like, what?
Like, unless I'm gonna make this into like my career, and I'm gonna have a store. Like,
I haven't done it in a long time, but when I was married, my ex-husband used to go to like pawn shops for tools, because people who are, a lot of people who are down on their luck and might be on some stuff They might, you know, a lot of them like work construction and stuff, and they're like, do I want this saw or do I want to get high tonight? And then all of a sudden the saw's at the pawn shop. So
Exactly.
if I'm ever making a really expensive tool purchase, I do check local pawn shops before I buy it new, because you never know what could be there.
I didn't even think about pawn shops. You know what?
Desperate people will pawn some really good shit sometimes, which is sad for them, but it
Good.
yes, pawn shops and strip clubs are one of those places that the older I get, the sadder they make me if I go in them. Like, I used to think it was fun, and then I'm like, oh, this is someone's dreams. Like,
what, to be a stripper?
Well, I mean, there's like, I feel like their dreams went up in smoke and they're a stripper, or they put their stuff at the pawn shop. Like,
oh my gosh, that's so funny. And that's so funny because, you know, when I was living in Atlanta, it was a strip club like everywhere.
Well, I live in Tampa, so there's a strip club. Like, me and my kids always joke because they know what strip clubs are, because there's one right next to a grocery store on the highway, like right by our house. Because they were like, "What's Oasis?" And I was like, "Oh, that's where, you know, that's where there's strippers or whatever." And then they were like, "Well, how come there's like minivans there?" I'm like, that's because there's dads there on their way home from work." Like, yeah, so now me and my kids talk trash about the, yeah.
No, I had a friend who I used to date, and one day he called me. He's like, "I'm in your area." I was like, "Oh, okay, where you at?" He's like, "I'm right down the street at I don't know what the name of the place was." I said, "The strip club?" He's like, "Yeah." I was, and it's like 2:00 in the afternoon, and I was like, "Okay." So I go meet him there, and then they dance on like the literal bar too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm trying to drink and this ass in my face, and it ain't cute. So
no, okay. First of all, the day shift is the minor leagues. I will tell you that right now. And I'm not hating on strippers, sex workers. Like, do what you have to do, make your money. But the people, the patrons, are the ones that kill me, because yeah, I'm like, first of all, you're at a strip club in the middle of the daytime eating their all-you-can-eat buffet. You're not even tipping them.
Look, like, what would be good, girl? That's gonna be good. I ain't gonna lie.
You've eaten at the strip club?
Yes. Look, I lived in Atlanta for 4 years.
What did you eat? I need to know.
Look, I lived in Atlanta for 4 years. I've been to a lot of strip clubs. And then what's so funny is when I moved from Alabama to Atlanta, people thought I was stripping.
Oh, because it's like,
what is Atlanta?
Yeah.
So they was like, "Oh, Ricki's stripping." I'm like, first of all, I was very self-conscious. Like, I was like, I can't do that. Yeah. But when I went into the strip club, like, bitch, I can do this. Like,
listen, if my self-confidence was better when I had a body to be stripping, I probably could have done something. But I'm like, because you go in there and you're like, wait a minute, this lady has the nerve to take her clothes off? I could do it. Like,
and that's what I thought. I'm like, what that? And this is even before I had a child. So I was like, I'm thinking to myself, my little pooch was like, that's too much, girl.
Yeah, no, that's prime play at that. Yeah, it's like,
and I was like, I could earn money, but I'm just like, that's not me. Like, I just can't do it.
I know.
I mean, but they made stacks on the way
I know. If you can do the tricks on the pole, because I've been to a couple of pole dancing classes, like, because I live in Tampa, so there's literally pole dancing lessons like everywhere you look, and it is a really hard workout. Like, it is freaking hard. And I didn't know this before I did it, that they have either static poles or spinning poles. Some of the poles spin themselves.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yeah, so it's not always when they're getting really crazy. Usually the girl is not spinning herself; the pole itself spins.
What?
Trick of the trade. Yeah, let me tell you a trick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I learn something new, because I'll be like, damn, this, like, but the thing is, me and my friend went to Vegas, and we took a pole dancing class in Vegas.
It's fun, actually. Like, to go with your girlfriends, it's fun. And you leave there and you're like, oh, I'm like a goddess. Like,
yeah, I felt so good. We had drank a little bit before, and had a little, and then the place we went to, because it was inside was it inside the mall? It was inside the big mall there in Vegas. I don't know if you've been like on the.
I've never been to Las Vegas. I've only been to the airport in Las Vegas for a layover.
Okay, we're gonna have to take you to Vegas.
I know. I was supposed to go in February with my friends, and I didn't end up going because I was like thinking about quitting my job at the time. But I need to go.
But yeah, so it was so cute and it had a little fire going. So first of all, we were burning up.
Yeah.
But you gotta have like good arm strength to like lift yourself up and like.
Yeah.
Girl, I was like, oh, I need to work on my upper body for this.
And it is good for girls with big thighs because I remember the lady was telling us, she was like, the more meat you have on the inside, the better you'll grip the pole. And I was like, oh, this is the first time anyone's ever appreciated this about me.
Okay, well, shit, I'll do good.
Yeah. Yeah, she was like, you want to put the fattest part of your thighs, like grab it and just like slap it on there, and it stuck. It was like one of those sticky hands. It stuck. I'll tell you that.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah. Oh my God, you got to come over to Tampa one time and we'll go to a class because it's wild. And it's really nice because you're with all strangers and all the women are like super like cool and everyone's like, nobody's that good at it because it's like a beginner's class or whatever. It's just like it's a fun environment to me.
Yeah, I went to another one in Miami.
Oh, I can't even imagine in Miami.
When my friends came down, I was like, okay, so I went on Groupon, child, looking for something.
That's where I got one on Groupon too.
And I was like, let's go do this. And when I tell you, like, we had so much fun. Like,
it is fun to go with a girlfriend that you feel comfortable with. Like, it is a good time.
Yeah. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna wear these and I bought some shoes because I can't do no heels.
Yeah. And they teach you how to like drag the shoes, like all.
Yeah.
But then when I go to the strip club, all they're doing, sometimes all they do is lay on their back and do this thing where they like jiggle. I'm like, anybody can, come on, we can all do that.
Hey, but they make their money from it.
I know, they sure do.
Because men don't care about all that like dramatic.
No, I feel like that is for other women. Like, it's like so many things that women do. It's for other women, not men, because they don't even get the ins and the outs of it.
Yeah, because they don't care. It's just like, they don't care. And then like, when I used to go to the strip club with my friend, because he used to like sell drugs in the club.
Yeah.
So
we've all known a couple of those. Yeah.
Exactly. I was getting money. I ain't care. And so we used to go, and the girls be like, "Oh, you want a lap dance?" I'm like, not really. I like, and I was like, you could dance for him, and then just watching them, I was like, oh, this is kind of fun to watch.
I feel like there is something about it that could be very entertaining until the nasty, like, because I'm sure your friend was just like a regular dude, but there's always like some real nasty dude that comes in there and thinks the strippers are in love with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's always, it's like the people who are regulars at Hooters and they think that like the waitress really likes them.
Oh, and their food is terrible. Oh my God.
Yeah, those breaded wings are not for me.
It's not like when I was going to Full Sail, is a Hooters right across from campus, and they have specials on drinks and stuff. So we'll go over there just like after class, like 12 hours of class. We tired and like we need a drink.
Yeah,
and then something like I was like, I like the people there. But the food is trash. Like, it's just like,
yeah, the food is not good.
I cannot.
The original Hooters is in Clearwater, like where because Tampa is like where I live. Tampa is like the easternmost like big part, and then if you go across the bridge, you're in Pinellas County, which is where I live. And the original Hooters is on Gulf to Bay, which as soon as you come off the big bridge into Clearwater from Tampa, it's right there. And they just rebuilt it because it was like a little shack.
Oh, really?
And they just rebuilt it like 10 years ago after like 30 years or whatever. But yeah, the original Hooters is still there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because Clearwater is not known for that many things, but Hooters is one of them.
No, because I used to date a guy that was in Tampa, and I used to. I don't know if we went to it. I doubt it though.
You would know it because it's like they're decked out. Like they want you to know this is where it all started.
Then probably not.
This is where the stockings and white socks began.
Yeah, no, that was
Which they're still wearing that. They need to update that outfit.
What the Hooters?
They're still wearing like legs stockings and white socks.
Yeah.
That was hot in the 80s, but it's like as soon as Poison went off the top 10 chart, I feel like you needed to retire that. Right? Like when Whitesnake and Poison weren't charting anymore, you needed to retire that outfit.
Well, I mean, I guess you can't. They're trying to do tradition, you know. That's the thing. Everything's coming back in style again, you know. Like tie dye coming back, so they're like, it's vintage, you know.
That's true. I know, because like the clothes that my daughter wants to wear now are like from the 90s, and I'm like, I was even too young to wear this, but now my daughter's wearing it, and it's weird.
Yeah, I remember. Oh man, 90s. It was such a good time.
But like, I feel like you have a son. I feel like boys' fashion hasn't really changed that much. Like, I feel like guys are still wearing I feel like guys never really stopped wearing what they were wearing.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Like you could wear basketball shorts 30 years ago or today, and it's still like it's whatever.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
But like, the reason I remember in the 90s, I was wearing the baggy clothes because I was in middle school and I had developed a little bit more than some of the other girls in my class. And you know how they used to take the pencils and put them in their shirts and stuff and make fun of you.
Yeah.
And so that's right around when TLC came out, and that was their thing, wearing the baggy clothes. So I was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm wear the baggy clothes. I don't want nobody looking here and at my butt, because I'm like in middle school developed.
Yes, I was so happy when both of my daughters like developed at a normal pace, because I was rolling up to the first day of 5th grade with a D cup. And yeah, let me tell you that was not a comfortable thing for anybody. Like, when you have bigger boobs than the teacher, it's never a good thing.
Ooh,
like, yeah. And I'm like, so I'm like, don't like, I wore a sweatshirt, I think, from like 7th grade to graduation every single day to school.
And you were in Florida?
Yeah. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
Oh no, at least you had winter.
Yeah, no, it was, you would have thought it was winter every day looking at me, but it was really 95 degrees out. But I'm like, don't look at my boobs.
I feel you though, because I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and that's when boys I mean, some boys never learn how to act, but on a whole, they really don't know how to act in middle school. They'll say any damn thing to you, and you're like, God, like.
Yeah, and then what the bad part was, where I was staying, like, it was good side, where I was staying in suburbia side, and then you had good side right across the tracks with, you know, the people from the projects. So it's like all mixed together at this. I hated middle school. Let me tell you, I hated middle school.
I don't know anybody who had a positive middle school experience of it. Like, even like the popular kids didn't like middle school.
Really? Because I
don't think so.
I was just like, I hate this school so much.
Yes.
Like, I got,
and there's so much. I feel like middle school is when everybody's hormones are raging at like a scary rate, because by high school people have like started smoking weed or whatever, or like people are serious about getting into college. Like, I feel like people mellow out in high school. Middle school is an absolute free for all. It's like a Hell in the Cell match. Like,
yeah, it was so crazy. It's just like, I hate it, literally, and being an only child too is just like me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
So I didn't have anybody to have my back, you know.
Well, my younger brother is 6 years younger than me, so we never went to school together. So it was pretty much just like I was fending for myself all the time. Like,
yeah. So it's just anyway.
Well, speaking of crappy guys, are they gonna send Tory Lanez to jail?
So, okay, so, you know,
because I want him to go to jail.
Well, I haven't been like following everything, because I try to stay off social media, because it's just,
I honestly, I haven't been following it super close, but I've gotten the gist from like going on Twitter, and which I never really have been active on Twitter until lockdown, because I have way too much time on my hands.
Right. Yeah.
But I guess last week, so we're recording this on Sunday night, so I guess sometime last week, maybe like Wednesday or Thursday, Megan went on Instagram Live and was like, yeah, he's the one that shot me.
Okay, so she admitted it.
Yeah, she finally did come out and say,
like, you know, rumors.
Yeah, so ever since, because I mean, that was maybe like 3 weeks, a month ago that happened, and everybody was saying that he was the one that shot her, but she hadn't come out and said it. And then the other day she did come out and she was like, you shot me. Why are you having your publicist say all this crazy stuff, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, she said he shot me, but I didn't want to tell the police that he shot me because he still had the gun on him, and I didn't want there to be a police violence incident with him.
Oh, so she was protecting him too?
Yes, and like in a crazy way, she was protecting him, and like people are saying that she's snitching and all that. Like,
how is she snitching?
No, she's not. She was the victim of a violent crime. Like
And if he's going around, did he start going around talking about it before she came out with it?
I don't know, but I guess now I don't know for sure because I don't follow him online, so I don't know. But from her side, she was saying that his publicists were trying to act like he had nothing to do with it. And she was like, dude, you shot me. So I mean, she's lucky that it was just her foot. I mean, people are crazy.
Yeah, I don't like that because.
And it just goes to show you that money does not buy people class, because these are millionaires out here acting like damn fools.
Yeah. I don't. And then why would you shoot like what? Megan just trying to live her hot girl life.
Yeah, because I saw Little Duval was on Instagram today saying he was like, "Listen, I'm trying to break the stereotype for little men. We're not all like Tory Lanez." Like. He's such a damn fool.
Oh my god! I actually met Lil Duval like when I lived in Atlanta.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so he tried to talk to me.
You could have been his secret old lady on Instagram.
Okay, he's kind of problematic now. So.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. But that was a long time ago, and I re-met him again on my on the Daily Buzz, and I gained a little weight. I ain't.
So you moved from Alabama to Atlanta and then to Orlando.
I moved Alabama, Atlanta, back to Alabama, and then to Orlando.
Where are you from in Alabama?
Montgomery.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I used to be. In a former life, I used to be very involved in NASCAR, and I've been to Talladega a whole bunch of times. Yeah, it doesn't even seem like the same person. I don't even know who that girl was, but I used to be really into it.
For me, I get anxiety. I can't do it.
Well, I haven't been to a NASCAR race since Trump was president, but like before, it wasn't crazy.
Really,
no one ever said anything crazy to me when I was out there. It was always just like a fun. I'm very used to redneck. I'm from Kentucky, so it's like I have a very high tolerance for redneck activity. But and I'm sure you from Alabama, like I mean, not that you love it, but like what's up.
Well, here's the thing, like I was very much in a bubble in Alabama. Like I really didn't have like white friends in Alabama.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, not at all. Not until I moved to Texas with my mom, because my mom was in the military. And so
what part of Texas were you in?
San Antonio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a cousin out there. He just retired from the Navy and he's staying in San Antonio.
Yeah, my mom was in the Air Force and my stepdad was in the Air Force. So when I moved out there, that's the first time like I've ever been to school. Well, no, that's not true because we lived in Houston when I was in first grade, but that don't count because I don't remember first grade.
Yeah, that's like a kind. You see pictures, you're like, I kind of remember.
Like the only thing I remember from first grade is my first grade teacher, white lady. She had her hair was all the way to her ankles. That's the only thing I remember from first grade.
That's so funny that you say that because the only black teacher that I remember from elementary school, because I really didn't I think I only had one black teacher in elementary school, and it was in fourth grade, and her name was Miss Daniels, and she had nails that were natural nails that were so long they curled. Ooh. And she used to hold the chalk in the curls. She would put yeah, Miss Daniels at Eisenhower Elementary in Clearwater, Florida. She would put the chalk through the curls, and she knew how to do it. And she had beautiful handwriting somehow.
Wow.
She was talented. Yeah, in the 90s, she was doing things.
Wow, that is so crazy. But yeah, I didn't go to school with white kids, and like not even white, just like Hispanic, Asian.
It was just all black schools, pretty much.
Yeah, until I went, because I was in a private school from 2nd to 5th grade. And it was just straight black Lutheran church school that we went to. And then when I went to middle school, my last year because it went to 6th grade. the private school that I
Yeah.
was in. And then the last year my dad wasn't paying for it. And I'm like, oh, but it's my last year. So I had to go to a public school. And I just like I'm so used to my private school and I hated it.
Yeah.
And then that's when I was just like, okay, I didn't like it. I want to go back to private school. Like
I can
public
imagine
school
that's
was,
like a big culture shock.
yeah, public school is scary if you've been in a private school
Public
pretty
school is
much.
scary if you have been there your whole life. So
Well, that's true, but coming from a
I
private
can't imagine.
school,
Yeah, like I can't imagine being sheltered and then going into it, because there was times where I was like, I do not belong here.
yeah, and they were like, and my grandmother was really like, no boys, you know, none of this, and you know, they'll call my house, have the sister call, and they'll get on the phone, you know, all that tricks and stuff. And then when I went to Texas, I was just like, sometimes I was the only black girl in the classroom, you know.
Yeah,
And I
there was
like,
when I was in high school, there was a lot of times where I was the only person who wasn't white around, because our high school was so white. It was like they started busing in kids from a different part of the county, I think when I was in 11th grade, but 9th and 10th grade, it was by zone. And it was like, we were always like the poor people in the rich area of town for some reason. I don't know. My mom always found, she was like, oh, we're going to get into this good school and I'll find the absolute cheapest place we can live in this zone. So I was going to school with people who, like, I never even knew. Do you know what a Lotus is, the car? It's like some I had never even heard of one, and I remember I was in
Lotus.
Yeah, I was
like the flower.
Yeah, I was in, I think, either 11th or 12th grade, and I had an elective class with a 9th grader, and he was like, yeah, my dad just got the new Lotus. It's like, I don't even know how much it costs, but it like is more than my life. So like, yeah, there was people. Yeah, the student parking lot at my school was like BMWs, and like they got their moms like used Lexus and all this shit. Meanwhile, I'm like, I don't know that life. So it was like,
I had my Buick Skylark and my grandma.
Yeah, it was like, I don't understand. We can't relate because I don't know what you guys are talking about right now.
This Lotus, yo, that's
how much is it? I don't even know.
Let's see
the MSRP.
Well, somebody's selling it on eBay for like $10,000, and then now used is $50,000 for a 2008.
Oh yeah, okay. So a 12-year-old car is $50,000. So you can imagine what a brand new one is. Yeah, he's like, my dad just got the new Lotus, and you know, Abercrombie didn't have my size and pants. I'm like, what? Like, fuck off. Like, yeah, that was my high school experience. I was like, I can't relate with this.
Yeah, no, yeah, that like going to Texas was like a whole culture shock for me, from going to all black to I'm being the only black person in the class to
Texas
dating.
is wild. I feel like it's kind of like Florida, where it's like every city is like a totally different vibe. Like Houston to Dallas to San Antonio to Austin. It's like,
it's different. It's different.
Yeah, because I have family, and I used to spend my summers in Dallas and Fort Worth because my mom's sister had moved out there, and I would go out there every summer. And it was just like, we went to the stockyards where like all the cowboys were and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening here. Like, yeah, I know what rednecks are, but I don't know what like actual cowboys are.
So like in high school, it was like section off. So like you had the stoners, you know, and then you had like the cowboys, like, you know, they wear their jeans, their, you know, with their cow boots. And,
well, and like hanging out at like NASCAR and stuff, I understood that there's like a whole like anything that you could possibly get into, there's like this weird extreme where you can get like the luxury, like Stetson hats and like all these really expensive cowboy boots. Like you could spend like $500 on a pair of cowboy boots.
Girl, they would pay money for it. Like,
yeah, my ex-brother-in-law,
like rodeo and stuff like that. Oh, it was serious.
My in-laws are rednecks, like rednecks with money, and I remember that my ex-brother-in-law had a $900 pair of ostrich skin cowboy boots. Like, and then I think that people are crazy for spending like $240 on Jordans, and I'm like, that seems way more reasonable than ostrich skin boots if you think about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, people. Yeah, anything that you can get into, like you can go to the extreme with it. It's something as stupid as a cowboy hat. Like, if you want to spend $1,000, you could.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, in Texas, they don't play, girl. They when they
No,
serious
they
about
do
that.
not play. Yeah,
It's
when they have the shirt with the little arrows on it right here,
mm-hmm.
you know, like that's how you know they're serious.
Oh yeah, it's oh my gosh, like it was so crazy. But that's the first time, like when I moved there, that I dated, anybody that was non-black. You know,
Oh, was he
yeah,
white or Hispanic?
both.
Oh,
Yeah, because my mom was like, whoever you like, I don't care what color they are, as long as they treat you right.
yeah.
That's her motto. My stepdad, on the other hand, was different. He was like, my stepsister was dating Hispanic and he didn't like it. I'm like, but you from Texas. How you
Yeah, this is like little Mexico.
yeah,
Like if you, yeah, I know if you live in
exactly,
Texas and you don't fuck with at least Mexicans, if not like all Latinos, like what are you doing?
I didn't understand it. So I was like, well, whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna date whoever is cute. And if they happen
Yeah.
to be white, they have to be Puerto Rican, like I don't care.
Yeah.
So that was my first time like experiencing like interracial dating, and I didn't care. Like as long as you treat me right, we good.
Yeah. And that's how it should be, honestly. But so many people, and you were talking. This doesn't have to do with that, but dating. You were saying how guys would have their sisters call your house back in the day. Like
Mhm.
our kids are the first generation of kids where you can just reach out to that person directly. Like you don't have to call a house phone.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because even I mean, I graduated in 2005, and even back then, like most of us had cell phones, but it was still like that night and weekend shit. Like you still, if you
True.
wanted to call someone at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you needed to call their house phone, or it was going to cost a lot of money.
Exactly. Like I will call you after 9 o'clock.
Right? Yeah, yeah. It's like 8:50. Like, let me call you back in 11 minutes when it's free. Like that. I clearly remember those days. So it's crazy that both of my kids have like unlimited cell phone plan. I'm like, I have to have all the passwords to everything you have because this is uncharted territory. I need to know what the hell is going on.
Right. And I had a high school boyfriend buy me a pager.
Did you have a secret code that he would page you that you knew to call him back?
You know what? I don't know. Cause when he I was so terrible. I was talking to him, but I had a church boyfriend and a high school boyfriend.
Listen, I feel like growing up like super in the church teaches you how to like hoe better than anything else because people like I remember I never went to church growing up, but I would like go to youth group sometime with my friends, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I was 13, and I'm like, the sexual tension in this youth group is like palpable right now. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what. Yeah, it was
Like, so I was in this group in church. It was called the Red Circle Girls or whatever. I think that was it. And we had convention, I think in June. Like, and we would, I don't remember if it was in Selma. I think it might have been Selma or somewhere else. And it would took like an hour or something to get there, hour or two. So we used to go on this bus, whatever, and it would be boys there, because they had like the Red Circle group, and then it was the young people like Red
yeah.
Circles, and then the boys was something else. I can't remember what the name of it was. So I was like, "Ooh, cute boys!"
Yeah,
and so
it's
like we would be around there just like, "Hey, how you doing?"
I know you because it's like when you're so separated from a young age, and then you see them, you're like, oh, what? Like you don't know what to like. You don't know how to act.
Right, and then it's for church, and then you like, well, it's for church, and
But then you're like, wait, maybe the Lord put him in my path.
girl, who you tell? Ooh, Lord, we were some heathens, Jesus.
I tell you what. Okay, so we are coming up on an hour, and I have these like rapid fire questions that I want to start ending the show with.
Okay.
So you can just say as much or as little as you want to any of these. Nothing's too crazy. It's just
Okay.
like a little get to know you. What is one thing that someone would not guess about you?
Oh.
I wouldn't guess that you used to eat lunch at the strip club. I'll tell you that.
Girl, we love me some strip clubs. I never owned a bike.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you know how to ride one?
A little bit.
Okay, that is one of those weird things that, like, if you don't do it as a kid, you never do it. Like, when are you gonna?
Like I tried to ride like the people, like my friends in the neighborhood, because you had to get out the house and get
Yeah.
out of the house and go do stuff. So like they had bikes, but I was never good at balancing. I'm so awkward and
Oh, I know. I have no coordination at all.
yeah, the
I still
coordination.
have a scar on my forehead because my grandparents used to have this driveway that was like poured gravel. So there was like stones in the cement. It wasn't smooth cement. And my grandpa was teaching me how to ride a bike, and it was like right after I learned, and I flipped over the handlebar and scraped my forehead, and a rock got stuck under the layers of skin. My mom had to, it was horrible. Yeah. My mom had to hold me down. She had to like put a wrestling move on me and pop it out of the skin and pour peroxide. It was, yeah, and I still have a dent in my forehead from it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, bikes are treacherous.
Oh Jesus.
Do you say please and thank you to your virtual assistants like Siri and Alexa?
How you do?
I I do too, and that's why I put that question on there, because I'm like, am I the only one that does that?
It was so funny. So I was on Instagram and I was recording, and then the directions came on, and so it was what is this? Waze. So Waze,
Oh yeah.
where Morgan Freeman was reading the directions.
Oh, I need to put him on mine. I didn't know you could have him.
Yeah, it was a while ago, when it's like 2 or 3 years ago. And so Morgan Freeman came on, you will turn, you know how he sounds, you will turn left at this. And I was like, thank you, Morgan Freeman. And then, so I just left it on my Instagram story. And my friend was like, why is you thanking?
But listen, honestly, I feel like that says a lot about your manners, because you're so used to using manners that you even use it to people who are things that don't understand. So.
Right. Because when you from the South, you just, it's
yes, please, thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's.
Yep.
What was your personal style when you were in high school? How did you dress?
So at that particular time, my mom was on me about dressing like a girl, because I was dressing like a dude. Because again, TLC.
The baggy clothes, yeah.
Yep, TLC was my mantra. So I was like, boy clothes, like 2X sweatshirts with baggy.
Yeah, when you needed a medium, yeah, it was like
it's Timberlands. And then my mom was like, stop dressing like, you need to dress like a girl. I was like, I don't want nobody to see this body I got up under here. So it switched up, because then boys started noticing me, and I was like, oh well, maybe I want them to know. You're like, hello. So I started like, dresses and skirts and stuff. So I started dressing more girly. I would go get my nails done and, try to look cute, because then, boys would notice. And so, yeah, I switched it up probably around maybe 10th or 11th grade, because I think my senior year, I worked at Shoney's for the summer in Texas and saved up enough money.
When was the last time you saw Shoney's?
Right? And so I like saved up that whole summer, so I have a whole new wardrobe for my senior year in high school, so I can look cute, because it's senior year, I gotta look cute. And I was only going to school for half a day because I had co-op, so I would work.
Not the same as dual enrollment, or no, co-op. Oh,
I would work.
That something else. I forget what it was, but yeah, if you worked like 20 hours a week, you could get off school early. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah. So I got out of school like at 12:30 and would go to work at like 2. So I was just like, I gotta look cute, because this is my last year, and I want to buy my own clothes, because if I let my grandmother or somebody buy my clothes, it's not gonna be cute, because she like, boys are evil, they don't want to do nothing but get you pregnant and leave you. So
you didn't move here until you were an adult, right?
Yeah, I moved here when I was like 28, 20.
The last time I remember it wasn't even my grandma. It was after my grandma on my mom's side passed away. My grandpa got a girlfriend in Florida and moved down here. And I remember the last time that like my grandparents took me school shopping, I want to say was in 9th grade, and we went to this store called Gaffer's. it was like a department store in Florida.
Yeah, we had one in Alabama.
Yeah, and then Dillard's bought it or whatever. But yeah, it was like a Dillard's, and it was called Gayfers, which at 14 I thought was like the gayest name ever. I was like, oh my god, like yeah, I remember she took me shopping at Gayfers and like bought me all this. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my god,
do you swim in the ocean?
Huh?
Do you swim in the ocean?
Do I swim in the ocean?
Are you scared of going in the ocean?
Am I scared of going? I've been in there a couple of times, so no.
No? You feel comfortable in it?
I mean, unless it's shark season. That one time it was like sharks all over Florida. I was like, nah, I ain't going.
Well, my friend, so I have this friend named Mackenzie, and she is like this crazy, amazing chef, and she's won guys' grocery games all these times. And her and her family live in New Smyrna Beach, like kind of by you.
I love New Smyrna,
which is the shark bite capital of the world. More like they don't kill you, but they bite. They like bite and release over there. They want to taste you. So.
Okay, yeah. I haven't gone that deep in New Smyrna.
Even ankles, they will bite ankles over there.
See, now you got me scared to go to New Smyrna, and it's right up
to the Gulf. Come to the Gulf Coast. We don't have that much. We don't have that much activity.
I like New Smyrna because it's not that far from me. It's right before Daytona because I live in Altamont. So
yeah, it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. I went to visit her, and you can like walk from her house to the beach. So we were like chilling on the beach, but the water part scared. The Atlantic Ocean kind of freaks me out. I'm a Gulf girl.
Okay, so well, I mean, I am too because we used to go to Gulf Shores.
Yeah,
all the time. So
and the water's always warm, and they're like, I feel like anytime you go to the Atlantic Ocean, there's crazy waves. It's usually cold, and sharks like to taste you. So I'd like to stay away from that.
Yeah, no, okay.
Do you think that 30 minutes is a far drive?
No.
There's some people who do. They're like, I'm not driving more than like. There's people who have like a 5-minute bubble around their house, and that's how they live.
It depends on what I'm going for. Like if I'm going to like IKEA, it like I have to drive to Orlando for that. It's gonna take like 20. Like anything I want to go to, like big wise, it's gonna take like 15.
So Altamont is east of Orlando, right? It's like if I'm.
So like you're going towards Daytona.
Yeah, okay, because I think that I used to have a friend. There's a mall there, right? Is it in Seminole County?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's in Sanford, so but we do have a mall in Altamont too.
Okay. Yeah.
But that mall in Sanford's like 15, 20 minutes.
I did a comedy show in Sanford, I think it was downtown Sanford, which is like really small. Yeah.
It is really small because I took my son to the library there, and they had like a teen group. So and it's only like 10, 15.
It was like there was like a lake right there, and it was like a really, really adorable downtown, but it was just a very small town. I drove over from Tampa to do comedy over there, and they had it like packed out. It was actually a really good time, and
it's really cute downtown.
It was I think it was called like the Bad Monkey or something, and they reopened it on New Smyrna Beach now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, I might come over there and do some comedy. So,
well, let me know, girl. I come see you.
Well, okay. Do you want to give out your social medias for people to follow Ricki online?
Sure. If they want to follow me, I am at Ricki Edits Life on Instagram, on Twitter, and on YouTube is The Edited Life of Ricki. And then also I have Ricki Malone, which is my professional YouTube channel. And then
that's R-I-C-K-I.
Huh, R-I-C-K-I. Yeah, I have to remember to say that because people always spell my name. People always spell my name with a Y or E-Y.
Or Ricki Lake. It wasn't an R-I-K-K-I?
No,
I feel like she spelled it really. Maybe
I thought she spelled like R-I-C-K-I Lake. I thought. Do you know what? I'm gonna look at that right now.
Because I used to listen. The first time I ever knew what a psychic was from watching Ricki Lake, because that used to come on right when I would get home from school, and I was like, "Ooh, what's going on here today?" Like,
so it's R-I-C-K-I.
Okay, all right,
yeah. All right. That's probably why I did it, because every time people would see me, oh, what's up, Ricki Lake? I'm like, I'm not.
But Ricki Lake was the truth in the 90s.
I love me some Ricki Lake.
Between Sally, Jesse, Raphael, and the red glasses and Ricki Lake, that was all I needed. That was all the trash TV I needed in my life.
And then when she did, what's that movie she was in?
Ricki Lake?
Yeah.
What movie was she in?
Oh my god. Now I get okay. Hold on.
Hey Siri, what movie was Ricki Lake in?
Hairspray.
Oh, Hairspray. Oh, I never saw it.
What?
I never saw it.
Oh my
Wasn't
god.
that a musical?
Yes, I love musicals. So
Oh, do you? I should have already known that. First of all, by knowing your background, I should have already known that you love some musicals. Did you see? Wait, did you see the new Cats?
No, because it looked like crap.
I didn't see it either, but I know that like they had to like go back and re-edit it because people were so pissed. They're like,
Yo,
"This is."
the trailer, I was like, I can't do it. I was like, y'all can't do. You got all this money, you got these people in here, and you
And
can't.
didn't they have like butthole? Like, didn't all the cats have buttholes? I feel like they had to go back and edit out like because you know cats will show their buttholes to anybody. They don't care.
Cats don't care. Cats
They do not care.
they want.
They actually make
pets. I'm gonna
they
tell you
make
right now.
gyms. They make gyms that you can slide down your cat's tail and will cover their butthole, which is all fun and games until they have to poop, and then they have a poop covered gym on their tail. So beware.
Oh my god, I did not know that.
I feel like it's only going to go downhill from here, so I guess we got to sign off.
Did you okay? Also, did you ever see her in Cry Baby? Her and Johnny Depp.
Yes, yeah, I did see her in Cry Baby. Yeah, because that was my when I went to high school. I graduated with 7 other Amandas, and one of my best friends was another Amanda, and that was her favorite movie was Cry Baby, and she grew up and got an inside of the lip tattoo that says Cry Baby on it. So I know what Cry Baby is. Well, oh my god, this has been so fun. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm really glad we got to talk again. Like, you are my online homie and I love it.
I love it.
Yes. We're gonna have to actually meet up at IKEA one day because we've gotten to this point.
Girl,
yeah. I will tell you, I will drive on I-4 to hang out with Ricki.
Yay!
Okay, you guys. Well, I'm Amanda and I will see you next week. Have a good one. Yay! Thank you. That was fun.
Yeah, it was. I'm tipsy now.
I know, me too. I know. I'm like, I gotta go cook dinner, and I'm like, whew.